So this is my blog post for our final discussion board post for week 8. Sort of my big takeaway, and the way I've always looked at educational technology and especially in online learning is we don't know what we don't know, and to be able to say, where are we going to be in a week from now, or a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 10 years from now, when it comes to online learning, what's going to be um, out there and best practices. I think that even the smartest person out there would say we really don't have a good idea of where we're going. And so, what I've really enjoyed in this class is really getting to get into the research of where we were in sort of traditional education, what worked, and then sort of being able to translate that into the online world, into best practices, and really getting into just the real deep science of understanding of how we learn and how we can translate that to the online environment. And as I was reading, a lot about, sort of the instructional approach, and it should be involved in just good research, as as Clark and Meyer talks about a lot. Like that to me, the evidence-based approach, evidence-based practice approach really spoke to me. Let's really try to find those ways that work, and then put those into use in the online environment. And I went on Google Scholar and I was looking at quite a few articles, and they were talking about the online instructor's role. And it really spoke to me as someone who works in higher education in an online environment where, the categories, sort of some base categories, are pedagogical, social, managerial, and technical. I mean, if you're an online instructor, you're having to cover all of those. You're having to understand what's going on in all of those. So where do we go from here? Like, how do we understand, where we are now, and where do we go forward? And when I think about my own personal approach to education in the online environment and where I think it's going to go, I think it's in quite a few areas. I think it's going to be in more use of adaptive learning using technology, where the student is the center of his or her own education. So they are going into the material, they are learning the material, and the system is in place to test them on that material, and then sort of learn what they know and they don't know, and then go back and continue the learning experience in a way that continues them towards that mastery learning. And that goes right into the second part of where I am, and that is that mastery learning. We're learning through the sciences of how students learn, and it's not that cramming that I did when I was in college. It's through distributed practices where you learn it a little bit at a time, and you get into that deep knowledge in your brain. So you learn a little bit in an adaptive environment. You go away from the subject matter. You come back, you learn it again, and it's only through those type of practices where that deep learning is going to take place. So I think that's where we're going in the future, and that's where I see online learning going. And also using artificial intelligence, that's going to be a big thing, I think, coming into it as well, where the technology is going to be there in place to not only help you learn it and master it, but sort of push you in a certain direction towards what you best know, what you best will be able to learn. So you're taking a class, a history class, and the technology is going to be able to understand, well, you understand this part of history, maybe it's statistics, so let's push you towards a statistics class. And I think that's where the technology is going to go. So it's going to be adaptive learning, it's going to be mastery learning, it's going to be artificial intelligence. All of those are going to be sort of where we're going. So as I look back, as my big takeaway of this class, it's understanding the basics of learning, the science of learning, and the research in learning in terms of where we were, where we are now, and where we need to go, and understanding in an online environment what that faculty role is going to be in that way, and understanding that you're going to have a lot of more roles as a teacher, as an online faculty member, that I did as a traditional high school teacher 15 years ago when I was teaching high school. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where the research goes. I'm excited to be a part of the research. I'm excited to be a part of the design process of where that might be. And I'm really thankful to have been in this class and learned all that. So thanks to all you guys for watching my blog posts. I can't wait to see where we all go with this, and I hope we all keep in touch. Thanks.